Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Elliot Pierre, the host of the Mac City Morning Show. I just want to start it off the same way as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. I know you could be doing so much more or other things with your time. So the fact that you've chose to spend it with us really does mean the world to me. So thank you very much. But on that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
What up, boss? Welcome to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, so today we got a good one. I'm really excited. I think we're going to learn some stuff today. I know I've talked to this man over the years and I've learned tons. So it's definitely going to be an informative episode and I'm excited about it. So I don't introduce my guests. I let them introduce themselves. So on that note, sir, can you please introduce who you are to the world and what you're all about?
Thanks for having me on the show, Elliot. We'll start off with a little bit of gratitude to myself. My name is Matt Pate. I'm a financial planner. That's my vocation. I help people out with their investments, their retirement, giving them confidence with the decisions that they make so they can live their life with intention. I'm also involved with several other organizations in the community. One that I've been involved with pretty well since I've been in Fort McMurray is Rotary, and I'm acting as the area governor for the Rotary clubs in town. And I'm also a father of a very young family, so yeah.
That's awesome, man. All right. Sweet. So I guess I want to talk about, before we get into finances and stuff like that, let's talk a little bit about Rotary Club. So I've had the honor of going to a few of your guys' luncheons. I've spoken at the Rotary Club. You guys do some amazing things in the community, and I hear you guys have some upcoming things that are coming up as well. So let's talk about Rotary for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's always something going on with Rotary in town, and whether that's some of our ongoing projects, the something like the Imagination Library, which if you have young children, it's a book a month for your child up until they turn 5 years old, and that they receive like clockwork, and it's to help. This is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and that's just to help promote literacy at a young age.
Right.
And another one that's up and coming, which is really exciting, is put on by the Oil Sands Rotary Club. Is We are partnering with another organization to bring, to help sponsor the. I want to make sure I get this right, but it's the International Mountain Film Festival, Virtual International Mountain Film Festival. So that's the official title. But every dollar of money spent, people registering from our area will go, a portion of that's going to go to the club, which we then disperse into the community, which is really exciting. So it's a great, when I look at the movie titles and things like that people will get to watch, they're going to be able to watch really human stories of people climbing mountains and facing hardship and overcoming it in all parts around the world. It's pretty exciting. And I'd say probably the best way to get more information of it is to check the Oil Sands Rotary Club Facebook page, and we'll have some content up there on how to register for that if you're interested.
Very cool. Yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. I'm a big supporter of those outdoor films, and they motivate you to get out. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we every year we go to the Banff Mountain Film Festival when it's hosted at Keanu. That is an annual event for myself and my wife, and we always make sure to bring some friends. And I always have a goal to bring one person who's never been to it before.
Nice.
And just to introduce them, and it's always a great time.
You can take me anytime.
There you go, Tanner.
My next date.
Actually, I have the virtual Banff Film Festival tickets.
All right.
And so this weekend, I should say, that's what I'm going to be doing, is watching all the films from home. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty active guy as it is, but like you watch those films and you're just like, wow, I am not doing enough.
Like you get fired up, and you like, doesn't matter how cold it is outside. It's like, I'm gonna put on my parka and I'm gonna hit the slopes, or I'm gonna do something
That's
like
exactly
meaningful.
it. That's
Make
exactly
me feel
it.
alive.
So, in regards to your business and what you do, as you said, your vocation, your profession, it's helping people with their finances.
Yeah.
So, I think this is huge, and you and I have spoken about this numerous times. I feel that unfortunately, based on how the education system is set up, the youth don't get enough of this information from the get-go. And really, you can start saving and looking at money completely differently from a young age. And hopefully you should. I've been blessed that I had parents that really instilled that in me. And then you and I have known each other for years. So we've had numerous conversations about this. If we have some young viewers at home, how can they get started with securing their financial future, basically? What can they do to the first steps?
Well, the first steps is really understanding your relationship to money, and understanding how you approach it. If you're not living with intention, so if you don't know where you're going, you'll get there with amazing consistency. So everything I do when I speak with people is about setting goals, because then you can start to measure where you are in relation to what you're trying to achieve. So it is very much about intention. And then one thing I would say in particular to young people, and I think that this would be an easy way to kind of reflect on how you spend your money, because that's where a lot of people need to develop better habits. And the number I would say is $10,000. And in order to spend $10,000 in a year, you only need to spend $27 a day in frivolous spending. That's it.
Wow.
$27 a day. $10,000. Boom.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people at home who are doing frivolous spending of $20+ a day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very easy thing to do, and so that's where you. And the nice thing in today's world, with everything being electronic, most people are paying with credit or plastic or debit, whatever. And since many of us are doing online banking, you can go to see your statement and see, okay, those lattes every other day or every day, those add up to quite a bit of money. And then you can ask yourself, okay, if I'm spending $200 a month on lattes, that's not uncommon. All that would be probably a latte every other day. Uh, that's $2,400 a year. And you ask yourself, if I had $2,400 in my pocket right now, because I didn't spend all that money on lattes, would I be happier than if I had a latte every day?
Right.
And then you can start to make some decisions on, well, I still, like me, I love coffee. Don't get me wrong, I love coffee. But maybe it's, rather than go to the $5 place, you go to the $2 place. Or maybe you really like that $5 place, so you just do it once a week.
Right.
You start to make it more of a treat rather than the regular occasion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man, it makes sense. Like, I think for your finances, it makes sense for like what my company does in regards to digital marketing. Like, you nailed it. You need to have a roadmap. Like, you need to know what you're trying to achieve, what your goals are, because everybody has a different goal. And so dependent on what you are trying to get to, you know what? You put a plan into action, and then you just follow through on that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's different at different stages of life. So if you're just starting out, it's about developing good habits and good understanding and living with intention. But a lot of those same principles apply later on in life. It's a lot easier later on in life if you develop those habits, those good habits early, and that good understanding.
Correct. That's exactly it. And that's why, like, I feel, and that's why I'm pumped that you're here today. And our audience, for the most part, because it's online, is a little bit younger. So I definitely wanted them to hear this message, because I can't tell you, like, I'm getting old. I'm getting older.
Hey, we're still young.
Yeah, I feel young. I'm not gonna lie, but that number keeps moving in the upward direction.
Yeah, it only goes one way.
Yeah, but I can't tell you how many people I talk to that like have no idea, and like at the age that we're in, they're starting to panic a little bit that they haven't done anything yet. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'd be panicking too a little bit. So, but like you said, if you have the foundational knowledge and understanding from a younger age, then like you're good to go. So it's just a matter of communicating that message so people can hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talking about people of younger ages, you got a new kid. You got two kids, but you got I don't want to say a newborn because it's been a few months now, but
yeah, well, you know what? Today is the day that my son should have been born.
Oh,
yeah,
very premature then.
Yeah, so he was 2 months premature, and my wife and I got to spend a month at I call it the Chateau Misericordia. So we were at the hospital in Edmonton for a month while he just needed some time to grow. He's a healthy baby boy, but he was just too small
Mm.
and too young. So born at 7 months, and yeah, we're over the moon with him. And my 2.5-year-old, who I think we're going to rename Wrecking Ball, is keeping us on our toes.
That's awesome, man. Oh, Wrecking Ball is so good. So I've got one, and I could name this kid Wrecking Ball as well. He's 6 now. He's a handful, and I love every second of it.
Yeah.
How are you finding two? What's the difference here? Like moms have their opinions, but dads have their opinions, and I feel dads don't get their voice heard enough.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why. It's because we just get we just I don't want to say we get the fun stuff, but I'm definitely taking the load on the 2.5-year-old. So that's my number one priority is to make sure that mom's got a peaceful place to do her maternity job with our son, and that the 2.5-year-old, she gets to be involved and she gets to learn what it's like to be a big sister. But she is just everything right now. Like she's into everything, and some things that she just can't do around. So she needs to be entertained a little bit more in a different way. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's your job, entertaining the 2-year-old.
entertaining the 2-year-old and making sure she doesn't get into too much trouble.
There's the word right now. There, too much trouble. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. In this day and age, I know I come from a family where I'm the eldest of. There's 3 of us. I have Alistair and Alicia, and myself. But now more and more people are having less and less kids. You're not seeing this huge family dynamic like you used to. So I don't know. And I just like to hear when somebody has a new kid. It's just like, all right, like what's your game plan? Like just like finances, just like marketing. What's your plan? How are you achieving this? Like how are you making it through this? And luckily with kids, it's easy.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. They're your kids, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and I think my wife and I we're on the same page. She's a teacher, so I mean, she's got that background that she brings to the table
Right.
to the kids, and we work together as a team. So I mean, while I do take the load on my daughter, it is very much a joint effort because sometimes she needs a break. She needs to do some mom things and some self care, and that I make. We communicate that, and I make the time to make sure that she's got the ability to do that for herself because that's just as important, not just for her, but also our relationship, and then her relationship with the kids too.
That's right, man. Yeah. That's right. Sweet. Now, you've probably watched the show once or twice. So we're at the point of the show where it's called the Mac City Minute, which the man behind the scenes, Tanner over there, is going to ask you 5 riveting questions that you have to answer honestly and quickly as you can.
Jeez, that went fast.
Yeah. So let's hear what you got. Just I don't want too much thinking about the answers.
Okay.
So, Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
Question number 1. Why should people trust you with their finances?
Well, I'm a certified financial planner. That is the gold mark standard of the financial industry. That is the CFP designation.
All right. Question number 2. Why did you choose to do what you do in Fort McMurray?
That is, there's a lot to unpack there to answer in just a few words. I still see Fort McMurray as a great place to build a family.
Question number 3. What is it like raising kids in Fort McMurray?
Well, community. It's community. At the end of the day, we got a great surrounding and supporting cast, if you want to call it that, and wouldn't be anywhere else.
Question number 4. Other than the Mac City Morning Show, what's something you'd like to sit down and watch?
Well, we just finished Yellowstone, and I can't wait for the next season to come out because the way they ended it, the cliffhanger was just brutal.
Yellowstone cliffhanger, hey?
Yeah.
And last question, what have you seen change in your career path over the last 10 years?
The changes, I think I'm ready for the next step as far as some of the different offerings I'm going to be bringing to the table for my clientele. So over the next few years, we're going to be introducing some ideally some new licensing and new products. The industry is ever changing, and I think that's all I can really say about that at this time.
Alrighty, and those have been your 5 questions.
Awesome. Yeah, no, your industry is always changing. Like there's so much going on with financing and investment, and yeah, that's a completely different episode that we're going to have to talk about.
Yeah. Once again, a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there it is. So you moved to Fort McMurray a while ago. I know you've been in the community for a very long time now, but you're not originally from Fort McMurray. So the story I want to hear is like, what brought you here?
Yeah, well, I always joke that Fort McMurray is actually south for me. I was born in Whitehorse, so what I'm called is a sourdough baby, I guess, is the term for people born there. But moved down and grew up in small town Alberta, Barrhead, Alberta, and so I got really that small town roots. Fort McMurray is actually the biggest place I've ever lived. My wife and I met at university, and she was born and raised in Fort McMurray.
Whoop, whoop, just like me and my man behind the camera.
There we go. Yeah, and I started coming up here and living with her family. They were really, really great taking me in and also helping me find a job that I could use to pay for my school, which was awesome. So I had this great leg up, and when I graduated, she was moving back to Fort McMurray, and I kind of followed along, and eventually just the rest became history. I started setting some roots, and this is the place I'm at.
That's awesome, man. And like you're very active in the community, to say the least, from going for walks and trails. I see you and your kids, to, like you said, Banff Mountain Film Festival. The one thing about you where I see you everywhere, and I don't go to, well, we don't go to any of these anymore, but you go to a lot of the different events in this community. You're a huge supporter of like going to the economic development, going to everything. Like you go to everything. Where do you find the time and the energy to attend all of these events? I literally don't go to an event that you're not at.
Yeah, well, I think I see you around quite a bit too. Yes, I believe in keeping my finger on the pulse, but also just being a part of the community, and that means supporting local events, supporting local businesses as well. I spent all my Christmas dollars in Fort McMurray this year, just because I knew Amazon was going to get the bulk of it, and when it comes to those things, I keep understanding what's happening in the community. Then it all comes back to that living with intention, I guess, really at the end of the day.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Matt, thank you very much for coming today. I really do appreciate it. I've been looking forward to you coming on the show. You were one of the first early adopters of the Mac City Morning Show, reaching out and saying, hey, this is cool. I like the idea. How can I get involved? So thank you for that. But before we let you go today, one more time, shameless plug. Let's hear for the people at home one more time who you're at, what you do, how can people get in contact with you so you can help them with their financial goals and future.
Yeah, well, I represent IG Wealth Management as a financial planner. I help people build and secure retirement, investment, and estate plans. I'm quite adept at understanding the demand and pull of resources that you have in multiple directions, and then also how best to optimize them. I use a no-nonsense approach that just gets down to the most important question. How does everything going around you affect, at the end of the day, you and what you're trying to accomplish?
Sweet. There you go. All right. Well, everybody tuning in, once again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I can't tell you how much it means to me, the response that we've been getting from this show. So thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Elliot Pierre. This is the Mac City Morning Show, sorry. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace.